If you want a boat to seriously go around the world, well then this is the kind of thing that you want, and this would be absolutely perfect for that. This is the Hallberg Rassy 69, so it's about a 70 foot of serious offshore world-girdling sailboat. It is absolutely fantastic, but you can see just from the people on board of it the sheer size of this, and the quality of these is absolutely superb as well. It's a very, very nice piece of kit, and we're going to go and give you guys the full tour. I'll take you down the outside of it first of all. There's a couple of things to show you on the outside, particularly at the back end, where we have got the tender garage. So if I come around here, you can see how this drops down, and you can see for yourself the tender inside. I think it'll take it to about a 3.2 metre tender. This is a powered transom that lowers down. You can see the struts for it there. But you see that little button down there? That means you can operate it from in the water. If you were to fall in, you can hit that button, that comes down, and you can see there's a ladder in a cassette in there. There's a proper swimming ladder that goes into those sockets, but just from an emergency point of view, that allows you to get that down and get back on board. I think that is an absolutely fantastic idea. Anyway, let's step on board. You can see the whole range here. There's the 69 at the top end, and we come right on down then to the 340. Good, we've got a few people coming on board, so this might be a bit of a challenge, but we will do the very, very best that we can to show you as much as we can. Let's go and have a look. What I think I'll do is I'll take you on and in first of all, where there's people on the outside, and I'll work our way through and out, but you can see just how much space there is on here. This is a big sailing boat. It's absolutely magnificent. Let's head on in. Now there are various different configurations when you get to this sort of league. So what you're seeing here is a typical layout, but there are other options. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you aft first of all, because we've got people further forward, and then we'll work our way back through. So if we come right back here, they've left this open for me deliberately. This normally is closed over, of course, but that's engine access. We'll take a look in there in a second. But I want to take you back to the aft cabin. This is the owner's cabin here, and this is just lovely. You've got the full-size double bed there. You've got a nice little chart area or desk area or working area over on that side. Plenty of light in here as well, because you've got the hatch overhead and the big windows and the side windows and the hull windows. So there's a lot of natural light into here. If we come right the way across, the ensuite is in here with a separate shower. You'd expect it on this calibre of boat. And you get it rainfall shower, you can see there. Very nice. And this then is this little office area or chart area, whatever. There is a proper navigation station as well. We'll see that as we go on forward. But yeah, that is absolutely stunning, isn't it? The seat over on this side. There's AV equipment in here, of course, this sort of thing. There's a load of storage about the place, as you might imagine. But there's also, this door here takes us through to a proper walk-in wardrobe. We're at that sort of league on this boat. That is fantastic. Let's work on forward. There's a lot of people coming on here, so I want to try and stay ahead of the curve. This one here is laundry facilities. So we have the washer and the dryer there, and this one opens right up and then slides away like so. And then we've got more hanging storage here. This is great for coats and that sort of thing. And then the engine access is over here. As I say, is normally clipped shut, but they've opened it up for us. And this is for a sailing boat, absolutely brilliant. Normally sailing boats are really cramped in the engine bay, but this one you can get right in here, right around it. It's a Volvo Penta D6 300, so a big low-stressed engine, because these D6s go right up to about 440 horsepower, so that's a nice unstressed motor. Of course, it's really just an auxiliary. It's to get you in and out of harbour. The idea is that you sail. And then we've got through to various engineering spaces out through this way. The generator is in here as well. I think it's a 17.5 kilowatt, if I remember rightly. So big generator. And yeah, all your mechanical stuff is in here, but it's also very well soundproofed. You can see the thickness of things like this door here. So when things are running, they're not disturbing you in the accommodation. In terms of performance, well, of course, it's a sailboat, and it will sail typically, I mean, of course, it depends how strong the wind is blowing, but 10 knots is a very good cruising speed, and it'll do that, I'm told, very easily. Obviously, more wind and the harder you sail it, the faster it'll go. But if you've worked on about 10 knots, that's pretty typical. We've got more engineering areas, so circuit breakers and that kind of thing are tucked away behind here. And there's also a day heads here. So that is in this one right at the bottom of the companionway. And then this is the chart area. Now on this boat, what they've done is they've put the galley over here. It's a very nice galley. There is things like dishwasher in here. There's a lot of refrigeration, so fridge, but also freezers. So that's a freezer in there. There's another one there. There's another one there. Of course, if you're going offshore, you need all this sort of stuff. But what you can do is you can have the galley over on this side and have a larger galley down here instead, and then the nav station moves over there. So it just depends how you want to set it up. And then, as I say, conscious of the people outside, you can probably hear them all waiting for me to finish, so we will keep on moving. If we head on forward then, 2 cabins up here, plus the VIP guest cabin. So we've got a twin on this side, wardrobe in here, with proper adult berths. And then behind me there is a double on this side. And again, of course, hanging lockers and all the usual kind of stuff that you would expect to find in places like this. If we come forward again, there's a heads that these two share, and that is in this one. So of course it's got the separate shower and so forth, like so. And then up forward again, this is the VIP guest cabin. So this is 3 cabins up here, plus that owner's cabin. And this again, a really good size. You've got a little desk area in here. You've got your ensuite to this cabin is in this one. Absolutely fantastic. Now there are variations here again, because what you can have is 2 cabins up here instead of 3, and they make this one a lot larger, so it's much more like the owner's cabin further aft. And there are also options, this boat doesn't have them, but use options for crew cabins as well, which can be put in further forward. But yeah, that is a magnificent space, isn't it? Absolutely fabulous. This is big league. This is, if you're into sailing and you're into serious ocean passage making, then this is about as good as it gets. We've got TV that rises out of here. We've got these beautiful little armchairs over on this side. You can have a settee here if you prefer. Again, a lot of customization options. But I think that's the interior fairly well covered. We'll let these fine people who are waiting head on in, and we'll go and take a look around the decks. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. I'm going to head on forward now. Check out these decks. That is fantastic, isn't it? We've got carbon spars and we've got in-mast furling. And in fact, everything is controlled from the cockpit. I'll show you that when we come back through in a minute, when that's a bit clearer. But yeah, serious rig on here. And stainless steel rod rigging. Look at this. Big league stuff, isn't it? Let's come right up forward first of all. Love these flush hatches everywhere. And then right up here, this is over that forward cabin. Of course, these are opening hatches. And then this one up here is just a massive sail locker or bosun's locker, or call it what you will. And that's in there, full of boat show stuff at the minute, but you get the idea. That is a big space. That's the ladder that can go into that bathing platform that's dropped down at the back for swimming. But as I say, there is an inbuilt emergency ladder there anyway. Then right up to the front, again, this is all roller furling here. There's even a roller furling here for the Code Zero that can be put onto the bowsprit if you want. And of course the anchor then is under the bowsprit at the front. If you curve right on around here, you can see just what an absolutely magnificent yacht this is. And check out this rig. That is absolutely fantastic. It's big league. It is absolutely big league. We'll wander on back and I will show you hopefully the cockpit now that's cleared a little bit, and I'll also show you the bathing platform. These are all hydraulically controlled for things like tensioning the halyards and so forth. All of this all controlled from the cockpit. We've got solar panels across here just to help keep the batteries topped up a little bit. And I mentioned that roller furling into the mast, and there you can see it. So that sail just pulls out of there. Let's come on back. This is a massively, massively popular boat. I'm quite pleased to have got the inside done actually, because I think we would have struggled. So more people coming on all the time. But we'll head on back. You can see these massive winches on the side. Everything here is big league. And we'll come right on back. More solar panels are here. You can walk on these, which is excellent. And then back here, this is the drop-down transom that we saw from the outside of the boat. You can drop steps into those little hooks there. Those hooks there are for the swimming pool style ladder that goes up and over and into the water that we saw forward. But as I say, there is an emergency ladder that comes out of that trailing edge, and that whole thing can be lowered from the water or lowered remotely or controlled from here, because that's the swim platform up down button right there. Again, this immense rigging about the place. Fantastic. These hatches here, incidentally, are giving you direct access to that space, so that if you're out at sea and want to get in there, of course you don't want to lower the transom, but that's giving you access directly. And you can see again, there's the steps here that will go into the back, and that's the tender that we saw in there, and that's out of the back like so. Very good. That's that. I am going to do my best to show you as much of the cockpit as we can. As I say, there's still people on board at the moment, but we've got the twin wheels here with the pedestals, and you can see engine controls, and the multifunction displays are here, thruster controls, autopilot controls, and on this one, that's all the switch gear that controls all of the rigging, so tensioning and furling and all that kind of thing. And then we've got the twin tables here that of course fold out, but you can walk through the centre of there. And I think that's about it. I think we've done a pretty good job considering the amount of people on board. You can see there's more instrumentation across the front of there. But yeah, I think that's about it. I'm going to head up back to the bow. It's quieter again. That's been a fascinating one to have a look at. I'm very pleased to have done that, because that is a very, very special sailboat. And that, my friends, is about the size of that. Massive thanks to Transworld Yachts. They've organised that tour for me. They're the UK dealers for these, and huge thanks as ever to you guys for watching. Let me know what you think of that one in the comments, and we'll catch you on one of these real soon. Take care. Bye bye.